But we just have to understand that when a transformational figure enters the fray, you got to pause and then isolate and compartmentalize and give them the love that they're due. And in this case, it belongs to Caitlin Clark.
There's only one that can do what Caitlin Clark did. Bring all those eyes. For pure basketball purists, there's nobody like her.
Just when it seemed Caitlin Clark's record-shattering season had reached its peak, she's made history once again, this time without even lacing up her sneakers. The basketball phenom has achieved what few athletes ever have: a clean sweep of every major International Athlete of the Year award. From Time's Athlete of the Year to the Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year, and most recently, SBJ's Business Athlete of the Year, Clark has cemented her legacy in the sports world. But not everyone is applauding. Angel Reese has spoken out, expressing skepticism about whether Clark truly earned all the praise.
So, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star. If Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be? But she is young. She's only 22.
Can you believe the drama unfolding right now? What started as a celebration of achievement has spiraled into a headline-grabbing rivalry, and not everyone's on the same page. One star is commanding the spotlight with game-changing talent and a shelf full of awards, while the other, well, she seems more invested in going viral than going for gold.
Yeah. What is your stance on that?
So my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool. The pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can just hoop. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, oh,
I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure things out.
The basketball world is bracing for a storm, and it's got everything: Caitlin Clark's unstoppable rise, Angel Reese's viral moments, and a rivalry that's heating up fast. Clark just pulled off an unprecedented sweep of the biggest International Athlete of the Year awards, sending shockwaves through the sports scene. But while fans and analysts are celebrating her dominance, Reese is stirring the pot, questioning the hype. So what just happened? Why is everyone talking? And where does this rivalry go from here? Buckle up, this is only the beginning.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple.
All right, let's get to the core of it. Caitlin Clark's absolutely electric season and why she's collecting major awards like it's second nature. What she did on the court wasn't just impressive. It was revolutionary. She didn't just light up the WNBA, she changed the game, period. With record-smashing numbers, jaw-dropping highlights, and an unmatched connection with fans, Clark didn't just make a name for herself, she became the name. So, how did she make it all happen? We've got you covered. From her headline-grabbing performances to the brand power she's built off the court, here's the full breakdown. Let's dive in.
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark, but a member of the Chicago Sky, the national title winner at LSU, and she talked about where all this attention started with her and Caitlin Clark.
First up, let's talk numbers, because Caitlin Clark didn't just break records, she demolished them with style. Think I'm exaggerating? Here's the jaw-dropper. She shattered 62 records. Yep, you read that right. Not 5, not 10, 62. That's not just impressive, it's generational. This isn't just someone having a good rookie year, it's someone completely rewriting what greatness looks like. Clark didn't join the conversation, she became the conversation.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
Here's where things really heat up, because Caitlin Clark's influence wasn't just about the stat sheet. Sure, she torched defenses and made history with those 62 records, but the real magic? She transformed the Indiana Fever. With Clark, Leading the charge, the Fever locked in their first postseason.
More history for the Fever rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
What's even more mind-blowing? Caitlin Clark's impact off the court, because that's where she's gone from athlete to full-blown phenomenon. Let's talk numbers. In her debut season, WNBA apparel sales spiked by 500%. Not a typo. That's a 6-fold jump. It's like Clark showed up and suddenly everyone wanted in on the WNBA. But this isn't just about jersey sales and merch drops. Clark's arrival has redefined the league's entire ecosystem. Arena attendance, sky high, TV viewership, breaking records. She's pulling in new fans.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
Even sports economists are weighing in. And when Lavielle, a leading voice often seen as a lightning rod in women's basketball, speaks up, people listen. And guess what? She's not exaggerating. The comparisons between Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan aren't just flashy headlines, they're backed by real numbers and real impact. Let's break it down. Clark's rookie season alone is estimated to have generated $36 million for
I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number one pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach to that.
So, what does it all add up to? In the simplest terms, Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. She's more than a basketball player. She's a full-blown phenomenon, a once-in-a-generation talent who's not only dominating the court but transforming everything around it. She's putting up historic numbers, sure, but she's also packing arenas, electrifying fan bases, and triggering an economic ripple effect cities and franchises can't afford to overlook. From surging merch sales and record-breaking attendance to drawing in new audiences and completely redefining the WNBA's story, Clark is the star the league has been waiting for. She's not just the face of a season, she's the future of the sport, and the shift is happening right now.
I'm talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
Caitlin Clark's sweep of major awards might seem like the inevitable culmination of her dominance, but the full story is more complex. Enter Angel Reese, the other rookie sensation who also had the basketball world buzzing. From the moment both players hit the spotlight, the media turned their story into the ultimate showdown, pushing it as a rivalry for the ages. Every game, every stat, every glance, they were all picked apart like a championship bout. But here's the real question. How close was this competition really? Was it truly a battle for supremacy? Or do the numbers, performances, and off-court impact paint a different picture? Let's dig deeper and see where perception ends, and the truth begins.
Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her? Other than she plays really, really hard, and I liken her game to Moses Malone. Moses Malone was relentless. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
The comparisons between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were inevitable from the start. As the season unfolded, some began to question whether the rivalry was as tight as it seemed, wondering if it was driven more by media hype than actual competition. The narrative of two young stars locked in an epic season-long showdown felt tailor-made for drama, as though fate had set them on a collision course for a head-to-head battle throughout the year. But was it really the rivalry it appeared to be, or just a story crafted for the spotlight?
Saying Angel Reese is better than Caitlin Clark is saying Rodman was better than Michael Jordan, or Ben Wallace was better than Kobe, or even Andre Drummond was better than LeBron. And I shouldn't have to point out that Angel Reese is actually a poor defender.